Cristiano Ronaldo shocked the football world by announcing his move to Al Nassr from Saudi Arabia. Unfortunately, we will no longer see the CR7 in European football. But if for us fans this is bad news, for Roboseo this new contract, it will be amazing because you must have seen that Cristiano is now the highest paid athlete in the world, right? The Portuguese will win 200 million euros, which is more than $1 billion reais. Not to mention what he earns with sponsorships, like Nike, for example. But this is far from being the only good part of the CR7 robot contract. It will have a lot of perks and privileges that no one else in the country has. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel. And now see how Cristiano Ronaldo lives in Saudi Arabia. Cristiano Ronaldo has made a living with this new contract at Al Nassr, not that he wasn't before, right? But in addition to his annual 200 million euros, the star will gain a lot of perks and benefits, starting with his arrival in the country. The journey from Spain to Arabia was very luxurious. Since the robot's family flew on this private superjet that Georgina Rodriguez insisted on showing on social media for Cristiano's arrival, a large security scheme was organized at the airport in the Saudi capital, with many vehicles and checkpoints at access points. And speaking of safety, not only Cristiano, but his whole family. Having a private security team, all paid for by your club. The presentation was held at the club's stadium, which is actually quite small, having space for only 25,000 people. But that didn't stop the crowd from showing up in force, even outside the stadium, to welcome Crack. Cristiano Ronaldo's first home is also surprising. And yes, I mean the first house, because he will have another house in his first month in Arabia. Ronaldo and his family will stay in a high-standard hotel called the Four Seasons Hotel, and it is one of the highest in the country, having 99 floors, and man, anyway, the hotel has everything you can imagine. I'm not even going to start mentioning all the perks that Ronaldo's family has. Why could you make a video just about this hotel? The cost of this 1 month's stay at the hotel will be around more than £250,000 with 1.6 million reais. But this temporary housing? That's because a super mansion is already being prepared for the player. To be honest, mansion is not even the right word. It's more like a palace. The palace is valued at 14.2 million euros, or 77 million reais, and is located in the desert of Riyadh Humble. This residence has extensive land, 8 bedrooms, sports facilities, and even an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Ronaldo will still have his disposal. But a lot of things like cooking from different countries and a personal shopping. Crazy, right? In addition, the house is very technological. After all, the Riyadh desert is not a good place to live. Technically speaking, in the summer, it gets hotter than 50 degrees. That fonts. The sand is terrible, but the mansion of the Roboseo is prepared to withstand all of this, giving maximum comfort to the residents. And if Cristiano Ronaldo and his family are not enjoying the ambient temperature, they will have a 24-hour private jet available for flights to Portugal and Spain, which is where Ronaldo's eldest son will be staying, which is in the base categories of Real Madrid. That's all fantastic, but it's still not the main luxury of the robot contract. The use Cristiano Ronaldo does not have a one-player contract. In fact, the ace will be much more than that in Saudi Arabia. If at Manchester and United the Portuguese had difficulty getting what he wanted, at Al Nassr, the story will be very different. The entire squad will be molded around the player. Proof of this is that the best striker on the team, Vincent Aboubakar, the same one who scored a goal in Brazil's defeat against Cameroon, was sent away precisely to give more space to the robot. They say that if Cristiano wants another coach for the team, this will be arranged as soon as possible, and, of course, he will participate in the club's new signings, and it is said that he would have even nominated his former Real Madrid and Portugal teammate, defender Pepe. Also, Cristiano Ronaldo will be a kind of superhero for the Arab people, and for some time now, Saudi Arabia is trying to improve its image abroad. Part of this involves a large investment in sports. They really bought Newcastle and got into other sports like Formula One, boxing, tennis. The country is eyeing vacancies to host the 2030 World Cup and intends to compete with Spain and Portugal. Will Cristiano Ronaldo be the face of this candidacy? And the impact of the big robot is clear. The official profile of Al Nassr had just over 800,000 followers before the arrival of CR7. After the official announcement, the number of followers surpassed 1 million. Big robot, right? You can even understand why he wanted to go to Arabia, but there's a little controversy in this whole story. According to the UN, Saudi Arabia is one of the countries that most harm human rights, especially when we talk about women's rights. One of the main controversies is that their people who are not officially married cannot live together. And since Cristiano Ronaldo and Georgina do not have their relationship officially declared, they could not live in the same house. But that won't be a problem for the couple. An Arab lawyer says the following about this: although the laws of the kingdom still prohibit cohabitation without a marriage contract, the authorities have recently started to turn a blind eye and not prosecute anyone anymore. Although these laws are used when there's a problem or a crime, so apparently the authorities will turn a blind eye to the Portuguese and his wife. One thing that helps, at least for now, is that where Cristiano Ronaldo and his family are staying in that hotel that has already been mentioned, it is in a remote location, which generally maintains European customs, mainly for tourists and millionaires who live there. But maybe that will change when Cristiano goes to his palace, which is in a place where culture is stronger. Will this still give crack a headache? Well, only the future will tell. But that's not the only rule that will change Georgina's life. She takes a look at some rules she will have to follow. Saudi women are advised to wear a headscarf. It is recommended to dress discreetly and cover most of the body if you profess another religion. For 2, right? It can only be done privately. You should avoid smoking, drinking, and even eating in public. During Ramadan, which is a rule that not only Georgina, but Ronaldo's entire family will have to follow in public places. It is mandatory to respect the areas designated for men and for families. A lot, right? But apparently, Georgina is willing to follow these rules during the performance of the big robot. She chose a well-behaved outfit, although leaving her hair loose, as she did. It is also considered by the more radicals as disrespectful. But tell me, all these rules and obligations are worth more than $1 billion raise every year, in addition to all the other perks. Leave your opinion in the comments. Who will not take advantage of any of this is the eldest son of CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. As I said at the beginning of the video, the kid is in Real Madrid's youth system. This is definitely going to be a big challenge for him, since it's the first time he'll be away from his family, and it's always been clear that he was very attached to his father.